Who the fuck is even surprised? Who's surprised? Who is even fazed by the fucking news? Because I'm not. I'm not fazed, I'm not surprised. Only thing I am slightly surprised about is the fact that it actually came out in the fucking news. That is the one thing I am surprised about. The one thing I'm surprised about is that it's actually put out here in the fucking news for everybody to even be hearing about. Fucking Oxfam scandal. Why is anybody surprised? Bro, since 2011, several members working for Oxfam have been preying on prostitutes since the earthquake in 2010 in Haiti. I come to find out, I was writing some shit down because I was reading about some shit about the director of Oxfam in Haiti. Apparently this guy, the director, Roland Van Houwermeren, whatever his name is, I can't pronounce it properly. But this guy, apparently there was allegations and claims of him throwing underage prostitute sex parties at his house from when he was working for another charity over in Liberia. Like there were workers who actually whistleblowed about that shit also when he was working over in Liberia for another charity before he had to resign from the other charity and then start working for Oxfam in fucking Haiti. Hearing about how this man was throwing fucking sex parties, about how there was an ex-security guard who was interviewed during this whole scandal thing right now. He came out and said some shit about how there used to be many underage girls, many prostitutes coming around to the house, always specifically asking for this guy, the director, Roland Van Houwermeren, whatever his friggin' name is, the scumbag. Why is anybody surprised? Oxfam. Why is anybody surprised? I was also hearing about some other shit, yeah, about how other people who worked for them as well, they were saying things like how it's pretty much just a big organization with a lot of people and bad management, no skills regarding development. Like it's just a bunch of fucking fat cats with no skills whatsoever in developing it even bigger than what it is already. Because I'm sitting down there thinking to myself, I've been seeing Oxfam adverts ever since I was a 5-6-year-old watching black and white TV at my nan's house. Watching this shit, black and white TV, when I was a 5-year-old, seeing Oxfam adverts 25 years ago. Still no development since then. Now we find out why. They've just been taking a whole bunch of fucking money, which isn't surprising anyway. People should know that most charities, or if not nearly all fucking charities, unless they're grassroots, like really grassroots fucking charities, they've all been taking your fucking money. They've all been taking your money and feeding the fat cats right at the fucking top. And they've been feeding these people for the fucking longest. Sex scandal. Oxfam. Charity. Working with these prostitutes, paying these prostitutes when you're supposed to be helping them. Some people were saying things like how it's Haiti. Anything goes in Haiti. This is what some of these people were saying at it. Like anything goes, anything can happen. It's whatever, innit? Like it's whatever. This is some of the people's response. This is some of the Oxfam workers' response. It's just like it's whatever, innit? Like apparently Oxfam heard about the allegations way back in 2011 as well. They heard about it. They done their research into it, had some findings, and they didn't say anything about it. Come to find out now, they found out about some shit, but they're trying to basically say how, well, they're not even basically saying, they're saying that they didn't cover it up. They said that, no, we didn't cover it up. Well, what did you do then? Why is this news out for us now then? If you was finding out about this shit, investigating this shit way back in 2011, and then now we've had this shit. Like 540,000 was given to this very same director when he was working over in Chad. Like, what the fuck? Liberia sex claims too for the very same director. The very same director. And then you had you had the deputy chief executive, Penny Lawrence. She just straight up fucking resigned. Like she just straight up resigned. I'm hearing about the actress Minnie Driver. She's not fucking with Oxfam no more. I'm just like, why the fuck did anybody fuck with him in the first place? Like, why the fuck did anybody fuck with him in the first place when you haven't seen any sort of development? Nothing. You're still seeing these very same adverts though. You're still seeing these very same adverts of feed and send some money over for these poor African children or these poor Indian children. Like constantly, same shit. I don't even want to fucking talk about this shit because it's like, why do I have to always keep coming in here and talking about fucking pedophilia and sex abuse and all of this shit? Why do I have to keep talking about this shit? Why do I have to keep talking about this shit like people don't know what's fucking going on? Hear the fucking joke. Because even while I was sitting down there doing this whole research about this whole sex scandal with Oxfam, which is fucking disgusting. I come to find out about another friggin' sex scandal with an ex-footballer coach called Barry Bennell, who's been abusing young boys on an industrial scale, giving them promise and hopes of becoming a professional footballer. Apparently he already has 4 cases. Like, bro. And then I come to find out about another story. More sex scandals. About a fucking a university teacher, a senior lecturer at the University of Hull. Alright. A senior lecturer at the University of Hull sent messages to a person he believed to be a 13-year-old girl asking for a kiss and a cuddle. And basically grooming her. Like he knew she was 13. These times what he didn't know is that he was speaking to a member of the friggin' pedophile hunting group, Guardians of the North. That's what they're called. Guardians of the North. Give them a fucking Marvel movie. Give Guardians of the North a Marvel movie. Because that's who this senior lecturer at University of Hull was speaking to. Because I've been seeing videos of that as well. Before I got rid of my Facebook, I was watching so many videos of just random people who basically, they start their own fucking group up. They start their own group up of hunting down these pedophiles themselves. And they always run up on these people and they call up the police. Some of these people sometimes manage to get away, but sometimes they always get caught and they're kept there until the police come and capture them. But you never hear anything else that happens to them. A lot of these people get let off. This guy now, Sunil Shastri, the university lecturer of biological and environmental science, was spared jail. He was spared jail after he pleaded guilty to attempting to engage in sexual communication with a child and asking for photos of her in her underwear. All he received was 10 days of rehab. 10 days of rehab, even though he thought to himself at the time he was speaking to a 13-year-old girl, asking for kiss and cuddles and asking her for pictures of her in her fucking underwear. You can't fucking write this shit, people. You can't write this shit. I can't write this shit. I can't make this shit up. I can't direct it. I can't edit it, even if the thing was all set out there for me to fucking edit it. You can't make this fucking shit up. You can't make it up. So while you have the fucking Oxfam sex scandal, that's going to continue to go on for however long now, because I can guarantee you there's going to be so much more fucking news now. And the fact that they're still in operation right now, even though this news has come out, like they're still in operation. They're still going to be allowed to operate. They're still going to be allowed to do what they're doing. Even though the fucking director of it was caught up in this shit. Throwing sex parties at the house and shit like that. Throwing sex parties. Underage prostitutes. Underage girls. But I was writing down so much shit about this year. It's just like, it got to a point I was just like, I can't even be fucking asked with this shit no more. I was just like, what's the fucking point? What is the point? Like, this shit is sickening. Because what you have to realize is that these very same people, like this director for instance, they're the ones that fucking, they're higher up. They're the ones that have the money and the power. So the fact that he even managed to get away from Liberia, a charity in Liberia, doing the same shit, and then go over to Haiti to continue doing what he was doing and still not be run up on no shit, just goes to show you. It just goes to show you money and power control. Money and power control. And I doubt anything's going to happen to him. I doubt anything more is going to be done. Trust me. Because we're still waiting for people to be arrested for Grenfell Tower. Still waiting. Still waiting. But don't worry, pay that extra council tax that they're now forcing you to pay. Bro, I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking stressed. I didn't even want to do a video for this tonight, man. I really didn't. Because I just had like a little I just had a little comment about it on my Instagram yesterday. I was just kind of posting on my Instagram my little 30-second feed shit, and I was just like, aren't we gonna at least discuss it just shortly? Aren't we at least going to discuss about what happened to Oxfam? Because all I was finding out on social media yesterday on my Instagram and my Snapchat is that everybody's complaining about the new fucking Snapchat update. Like, everybody's complaining about it. Like, I saw about 2 complaints about this shit, and then I'm seeing more complaints about it, and I'm just like, are people just attention seeking, or are people just lacking common sense that much that they can just not update this shit? Like, you can just not update it. Like, surely you've seen already from your social media that some other people are already complaining about Snapchat's update. So why would you go out of your way to update it and now complain about it and post a meme about it? Right. Before I go though, yeah, I wanted to speak about who heard about that police officer in West Virginia called Stephen Maddow, whatever his name is, Stephen Maddow, police officer who was sacked for de-escalating a situation rather than shoot first and ask later. He received a payout of $175,000 for wrongful termination, for not shooting and killing a civilian, for pretty much using his army training and de-escalating the situation, getting the guy to calm down and chill and put down the unloaded gun that he had when 2 other police officers arrived on the scene, shot him 4 times dead. And the police officer that shot the guy that shot RJ Williams, the police officer that shot and killed dead RJ Williams, he was cleared of any wrongdoing. But the police officer who was actually trying to de-escalate the situation and not shoot first and ask later, he was sacked. He was sacked. What does that show you? What the fuck does that show you about the world that we live in? Where it's like, if you don't kill somebody, you can get sacked for it, you can get run through the mill for it. But if you do turn up and just quickly bang, 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 shoot man down, good job. Here's a pickle sandwich and a beer. A pickle sandwich and a beer and a thumbs up for arriving on the scene and shooting the man 4 times. So he got $175,000 payout for that shit. Go right ahead, man. That is some absolute bullshit. Sacked for de-escalating a situation and not choosing to shoot first and ask questions later, you know. Bro. Oh yeah, there was another one that I saw here. There's this other video that I saw. And it kind of brings me back to like my gripe with hoes and fox and attention seekers and it's like this video that I saw. I think it was based in Russia. It was this woman in a nightclub who gave oral sex to a guy on the stage in front of everybody in the club because she wanted to get membership and free cocktails for this very same club. So she gave the man oral sex live on stage, gave him oral sex just for some free cocktails. I was also saying something about how, this was like ages ago anyway, man, but I said something about how the women on social media today, seems like their greatest skill that they have today, their only one great skill that they have today is being able to drink more than men, being able to hold their liquor more than guys. Like, that's all they have today, just being able to just literally just guzzle drink like fucking crazy. But I was laughing at that shit. But before I get out of it, there's one more thing to just really try and lighten the fucking mood, because I'm just really pissed off. I'm sorry I wasn't even actually really delving deep into this shit, man, because it's just fucking sickening to me. And to be honest, I just don't really give a fuck anymore, man. I really fucking don't. Like, I really don't give a fuck anymore, because ain't nothing gonna happen to these people. Nothing's gonna happen to the workers. Nothing's gonna happen to the director. He's probably gonna move on to some other place, you know. He's not gonna get 30 years in prison and lose his whole fucking wealth or anything like that. No, nothing's gonna happen. Oxfam ain't gonna fucking get shut down, you know. They're not gonna be told to stop all operations and be disbanded, and there's no longer a such thing called, there's no longer a charity called Oxfam. Like, there's no such thing. So I'm not even bothered anymore, you know. So sorry about not really delving deep into this shit like you guys would have hoped I would have, but I just don't give a fuck anymore. Like, I've been telling you guys, I'm just becoming real disinterested in so much fucking shit now, because it's just like people are seeing this shit and people still don't give a fuck. Like, we still don't give a fuck. But before I go on a lighter note, something that made me smile. A poacher was eaten by a pride of lions in South Africa. A poacher was eaten. A poacher was attacked, killed and eaten by a pride of lions for trying to poach and kill lions himself. Apparently the lions left little behind. They left just his head and some remains, and the fucking hunting rifle right near the remains as well. I just thought that shit was just, man, that shit put a smile on my face. He put a smile on my face, I can't lie to you. Reap what you sow, baby. You reap what you fucking sow. Now I just fucking wish that some of these rhinos would just spare some of these other poachers, man. Like, trust me, all of these rhinos being killed, so many rhinos being made extinct for the friggin' horns, like, you know, elephants being killed by the dozens because of ivory, you know. It's just like, come on, man. Like, where the fuck are we going, bro? Like, where are we going, man? Like, I saw another story as well about a woman that dismembered her boyfriend after their BDSM sex game went wrong or something like that. It's not even specific on whether she killed him or not. But what is specific is that she dismembered him because he died during this sex thing or whatever they were up to, and it's just like she believed that if she called the police, they would have believed that she killed him, so she chose to dismember his body anyway. You can't make this shit up. You can't write it either, man. You can't make it up. Because it really and truly, when you look at it, where Hollywood just keeps remaking so much shit, so you can't make this shit up. Oh man, that was funny, bro. I'm telling you. But bro, I don't know. I really don't know. You guys can continue to research up on this Oxfam shit, because I heard about it like 4 days ago, once again on the TalkSport radio when I was on my way home, and I'm on like a couple other websites, like some other news websites, and they barely even trying to talk about it as much. Like, they're barely trying to talk about it. BBC News rarely has anything about this shit. BBC News, they have hardly anything about it, as you can imagine. I went onto the Metro website. Metro didn't have anything to do with the Oxfam scandal. Nothing. Out of all of the trending news topics, nothing to do with Oxfam. Can you believe that? The Metro newspaper website, nothing to do with the Oxfam scandal. Just goes to show you people, like, they're trying to fucking quiet this shit down so many people can forget about it. So some people, like this dickhead Ronald Van Hout, whatever his name is, doesn't get caught up, so he can continue to throw more sex parties while he moves on to wherever third world country next, or so-called third world country next. Like, that's what they're gonna do. I'm done, people, man. So that's all I wanted to say, man. I've been in there for almost 20 minutes anyway, man. So yeah, man, I'm out of here, man, people, man. This is your boy KMD. This is Van Radio. This is some fucking bullshit. The world is continuing to fall into further turmoil, and I just want to unbuckle my belt and get off this fucking ride, man. I want to unbuckle my belt and get off this ride, even if it is in the loop right now. I don't mind falling. I really don't. I don't mind falling. I don't. Anything's better than being on this fucking ride right now, I'm showing you. Anything is better than being on this ride right now with the rest of the passengers who seem to think it's a fun ride. Like, it's fun, you know? Like, everything is fun to people. Like, everything is fun. I said this to somebody yesterday, yeah. And I made myself crack up with this shit because we were talking about clubbing and going out again, and I was just like, I don't do that shit. So they were like, oh, don't you like to have fun? I'm like, fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. I said that and I bust myself up, I can't lie to you. But yeah, man, that's all I wanted to say, people, man. This is your boy KMD, this is Van Radio, and I'm fucking out of here, man. Ciao. Peace.